let's call this meeting to order.
And let me turn the volume up a little bit. 1 second.
10:20, 10:04. Board members present. All of them. That's a first. Rob Leonard, Mark Lemon, Arnold Harper, Daniel Walden, and we have why am I drawing a blank? I'm sorry, Walter. All present. Yep. I guess we have to dispose of the minutes from the previous meeting, Mark.
Yes.
Would you like to read them?
Okay. Approve the old business. Rob Leonard agreed to be president. Walter Demowski, vice president. Arnold Harper, treasurer. Mark Lemon, secretary. Daniel Waldman will be the open director. New business discussion of all quotes. We want some input from Daniel. Daniel, do you want to be called Daniel or Danny?
Doesn't matter.
Well, you said this is Danny, so
that's fine. I get called either way.
What do you prefer?
Doesn't matter. My English mother called me Danny. My Manchester mother is Danny because that was her little brother from Manchester.
Okay.
So Danny would be better, I guess.
Okay, very good. Want everyone to be comfortable here. I call Rob the Commandant, the Commodore, sometimes Big Chief. So other business. Rob will contact David Palmer about a second quote for pest control. Talk about requoting lawn maintenance. We'll need a few meetings to get through the quotes, and we adjourned at 10:22. That's reading the minutes.
Do we have a motion to accept them?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the minutes pass unanimously. So on to new business, which I guess is discussion of the roof quotes. So I'll just say first that Mark contacted 2 additional roofers that came this week, both probably more qualified in the commercial roofing that we're doing. Since we don't have their estimates in yet, and they say they'll be in middle of the week, I don't know that we have much to discuss other than maybe getting Daniel's input as a previous professional roofer, if he's had a chance to overlook some of the quotes we've gotten so far.
Can I speak now? Okay.
Yeah.
So I did look at the Galway quote. I think the number one most important priority, obviously, in any work is warranty. Okay, so the warranty, I think they're talking about TPO membrane. It needs to be in writing of 20-year from GAF or equal. Could be equal, could be someone else, but they're specifying GAF. So in order to release the money, final payment, of course, being in the industry, I am still in the industry, still working, unfortunately. That's another story for another day. That the warranty needs to be in hand, because just the workmanship, we don't want to be chasing them after their labor warranty is over. Being in the industry, I know that for a fact, that we cannot release the final payment. Now, also, apparently, there's a modified bitumen membrane. Apparently, that's they generally, what they do is it's a torch down membrane, the original membrane that's on the roof. Okay, and there's probably like a base sheet underneath it, fiberglass, and that's how it's put on. We should look at, they're talking about $10,000 to tear that off, because then they would have to install plywood, like a 3/4 plywood, whatever. But that should be looked into as a possibility, since if it's intact, see if the manufacturer would allow for a warranty, and then we can save over $10,000 right there. And a lot of times, if it's intact and if it's generally, like I said, they wouldn't have torched right to the wood, obviously, because it would burn. And I personally have done this before. So there's a fiberglass membrane and a modified bitumen, but if it's not in bad shape, and the GAF would allow that, which they probably will, then we need to talk to them about that. So those are two very important things. Number one is the warranty has to be the 20-year, and we have to receive that before final payment. And number two is they need to contact, and we need to maybe, if we'd award them before we award them the bid, that, if we can save over 10 grand by not replacing all the wood, of course, because like I said, if it's intact, they can go over with an insulation board, which they're going to do, instead of tearing the whole thing off and putting all new wood, which is a total waste of money. So that's what I have to say about that, what I've seen. But other than that, I mean, they didn't say it's a heat welded system. I mean, there's a couple different ways, but I assume that they're going to do a heat welded system of TPO over the insulation. That's generally the way it is. But certainly like to know that point too. Is it heat welded? The warranty, and look at, if they want to go GAF, look at will GAF approve, and if they do, have it in writing, going over the modified and saving over $10,000, of course, for everyone. I think that's all I have to say about that right now.
Okay. So I'm going to go a little off track here, and you mentioned this warranty in GAF. So the roof that we've had put on the one building that got the new roof, the north building as we're calling it now, with these roofing contractors coming by and bidding us on the second roof, almost every single one of them that's walked into the parking lot says that we have big problems with this roof, that you can see right from the ground that it really was not done properly. So I've actually reached out to the local GAF sales representative for commercial roofing to come look at this roof and see if it meets the qualifications of the warranty that we were handed when this roof was done. They've been a little resistant to speak with me and to respond to me. I've sent several emails and left a couple voicemails. However, the last roofer that was here, Certified Roofing, that Mark had come by, they sent a drone up to look at the roof. They recommended that we don't let a roofer up there because it could void our warranties if we have any. But he did send his drone up, and unfortunately he showed me many problems with the roof that he believes GAF is no way going to honor their warranty. He did feel that he had a connection personally with a GAF representative that he could get here for us.
Well, Robert, if I may say just one thing, is if GAF, or you call GAF, gave us the warranty, then the roofing company that installed it will be obligated to repair it within, I believe it's a couple years, at their cost. And the GAF is responsible, but they will go back to the roofer if there's discrepancies. And like you brought up that, yes, anyone outside, if we have a repair, no one except for a GAF roofing approved contractor, we would have to contact GAF if there's some discrepancies, like you just did. It's correct, but no one outside of GF can do anything. So yes, you really shouldn't let someone up there. I mean, we can go up there and look, but we can't do any repairs, because any repairs outside of a GAF roofing approved contractor will void the warranty. So that's totally correct.
Okay, so to bring some of you new board members up to speed prior to the elections and the board meeting, the previous board put out to bid the roofing contract that was commenced, that was done. It was done through the insurance company, and we got numbers back for what the insurance would cover. Within the original scope of work of what this board or the previous board approved, it included all new lanai roofs within the contract. It's clearly in the first line of the roofing section of what the insurance approved. The monetary lines all equaled the final contract price. Obviously, we got no new, well, maybe not obviously, for those of you who don't know, we did not get new lanai roofs. When I contacted the roofing company about it, when I first arrived down here, I was told that due to the drip pan, the special order drip pan that they needed to use on the roof, that budget line was used up on the special order drip pan. I referred to the contract where it said that change orders must be done in writing, and that I still expect the lanai roofs to be completed. At that point, there was some discussion of contract, so I said we should refer this on to our attorneys. The previous board approved me to contact the attorneys and pursue the roofer for completing their contract. I have not contacted the attorney directly yet, because every time I turn around, I find another issue, and I don't want to go piecemeal. I'm being told the roof does not meet code, that the flashing they put on is not installed correctly. It's supposed to be installed with what they call cleats, with anything over 4.5 inches. We have a 12-inch flashing, and it's being held down with sheet metal screws. From what I'm told from other roofers, that's the wind barrier. If wind gets behind those sheet metal screws that are screwed into stucco, the whole roof is going to come off.
Correct.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Rob, just to be clear, we're talking about the north roof right now. We've switched over to the north roof.
Correct. I did say I was getting a little off track because we were talking warranty and GAF, and I just wanted to. So my plan right now is to still get GAF here to say, no, this roof was not done right. There's no way we're going to honor the warranty. We're going to have to get the roofer back here to do it correctly. I don't know what kind of can of beans that's going to open up, because they obviously hid something with putting that big trim up there. We're not 100% sure what they hid, but I know it's stucco damage, and the stucco is attached to plywood that may or may not be there.
Rob, if I may say something, just my
Absolutely.
My expertise of doing these kind of systems, which I've done, Genflex and Firestone. I've worked with all these. Basically, they're all the same. It's like the membrane itself will have to be warranted by the GAF. Now, as far as the flashing, the metal coping and what you're referring to, they should have used cleats. They might have had in the warranty, it might have been all-inclusive warranty, including the metal flashings, but a lot of the times it's not. That GAF or any of these other roofing manufacturers will just include the membrane itself. So yes, so they might say, okay, if the metal is not intact and it causes damage to the membrane, then we would have to go after the roofer. So it's a little complicated in that aspect. So there's two ways the warranty could be, just for GAF membrane, or it could be all inclusive, including the metal, which we would have to look and see. And then, yes, if it comes loose, 100%, the water will get onto the parapet wall and cause the building to leak. That's very important. That's the most important part.
So the drone that they sent up to look at the roof shows bagginess in the PTO on the parapet walls already, where it should be smooth, as I understand. As I understand, in Florida, you're not allowed any cooling on the roof for more than 48 hours. He said it's obvious that our roof is cooling way more than 48 hours by the discoloration that's already on it. There are many issues. I agree that the drip pan is not GAF's issue, but if it's not done right, they're not going to warranty the membrane anyway. So I need somebody, hopefully GAF, to say this was not done right. I've even gone to the city, to the inspectors that did the roofing inspections, and tried to turn us in, saying it wasn't done right, where we don't meet code. They didn't want to hear it from me. They said I can't bring them a contractor's word, because all contractors will find something wrong with others' work, is what I was told.
That's
I need
true.
somebody from either GAF, or an engineer.
So what needs to happen is, this is the proper protocol, is we need to get the warranty number, need to call GAF, okay? And you can call their 800 number, whatever, call their office. They have, and tell them that you would like them to come back out. Here's the warranty number, and check out the roof. That's the way it needs to happen. And then at that point, if they find some issues with it, then they'll contact the roofer, who is legally obligated to do any repairs to the roof that would violate, cause problem with the warranty. And he would have so long to do that. They will send him a letter and so forth. So
Yeah, I'm
the
just
protocol, and that would be
looking.
to call them up and give them the warranty number and tell them what we have. That's how it works.
The warranty that we were given, which oh, here it is. I'll hold it up. It's a very generic. I'm told by other roofers, you can, I could print one of those up for you. It's nothing fancy.
Who was GAF gave us this?
Well, this came from the roofer that did the roofer, from Florida Home Contractors. I mean, it doesn't actually have a warranty number.
That's not the warranty we need.
And this is what we were presented with.
That's not the warranty we wanted. We wanted a warranty from, he apparently typed this up. I can't really see totally from here, but from what I can see, it has to have a warranty number, and it has to come from GAF itself.
Mm-hmm. And again, I have reached out to GAF in emails and phone calls.
Is there a warranty number on that?
There's no number, no.
Okay,
No.
all right. Well, there has to be a warranty number. There had to be a GAF representative that came down and inspected their work. Did that happen?
Yeah, I highly doubt that ever happened.
Well, then.
I mean, I was not on the property when this was all finalized, but.
Okay, I wasn't involved, but that's what needed to happen originally. I can't change that, but as moving forward to the other roof, that has to happen. Otherwise a GAF representative has to come down and inspect the work. Okay? And then they will give the warranty, and then you'll get a warranty form with the warranty number. And before the roofer will get his final payment, that has to happen. Otherwise, we have nothing. And apparently what happened here, I mean, initially I can't see it, but without warranty number, if the roofer gave it to us, it means nothing. Because, I mean, I've been doing this almost 50 years, and there's no way that that's good at all. I mean, it has to be from GAF with a sale, with their representative. They come out and inspect it, inspector. And I was in it, how do I know all this? I actually worked for Celotex Corporation, which was a roofing manufacturer in Tampa, Florida, and Cincinnati, Ohio, when I was 25 years old. So I've been doing this forever. And I'm 70 now. So anyway, I know that's the right way. There's no other way. I think what he did, he just typed it up and, you know, wrote it up. And probably didn't even go through GAF. I mean, if there's no warranty number and there was no inspector, there has to be an inspector.
Can I ask, what do you think, in your professional opinion, our recourse is? I mean, we have a GAF membrane on our roof, and we still have a few months left in the 1-year workmanship warranty.
Contact GAF. Contact
our roofer
GAF.
is paid in full.
Contact
So
GAF.
which is exactly what I'm trying to do.
Go directly to them, nobody else, not the building department in Punta Gorda or any of that stuff. Go directly to GAF. You have the name of the roofing contractor. And hopefully this guy was approved by them.
Local GAF territory manager. And again, I've called them 3 times and I've sent 2 emails.
You need to go directly to GAF, their home office, and talk to the commercial department and give them the address of the property and see if there's a warranty on it. And we'll know right off. And if not, was the contract, did it state that there was a 20-year GAF warranty?
Yeah, that's what this is stating. It's checked off 20-year at the bottom.
Does it say
Did
GAF?
GAF sign it off, or did the roofing contractor?
It has the GAF logo though, right?
Well, then they can pick that up at any roofing
warranty on the membrane. But you know, look, I do irrigation systems, and we use polyethylene pipe made by Oil Creek Plastic, and I can print these things out by the dozens.
I think I agree with you. I believe that probably 99% that this did not come from the factory, because there was no sales rep. There would be a warranty number on there, and that's where it has to be referred to. And if there's any problems with the roof, then we needed to contact GAF, and then they would get a hold of the roofing contractor, and he would have to come out and make any corrections. And that's the protocol. So I don't believe that this was correct. Moving forward, we can take care of that. Now we have to learn from the mistakes that we made, and I'll just
absolutely.
And that's what I'm bringing up. So moving forward, there has to be a roofing manufacturer representative inspection with a warranty number before the payment will be done. Okay. Otherwise, you have nothing. Because if you have a warranty, for example, and I've taken care of warranties, and I've been doing this again for a long time, they will give you so long to fix it. The roofing roofer will be obligated to go fix it, and if he doesn't, then he will lose his ability to be a rep for GAF or whatever, and GAF will find another roofer to come in and fix the problems. That's what you have. Because if you do not have a warranty and inspection from GAF or any other roofing manufacturer, and the rep comes over and inspects it, and then you get the warranty with the warranty number, and it specifies everything, the whole letter of what happens, the whole thing. You get a whole package, and it tells you what to do if there's any problems and leaks and so forth. And all we have is one piece of paper that I believe, in my opinion, that it actually came from maybe one of the roofing supply houses. Okay? Because I've seen these before. I hate to tell you that. But let's go to GAF and see what we can do. Okay? And in the meantime, moving forward on the West building, I guess we'll call it the West building, we don't make that mistake. Okay? There has to be a warranty, has to be inspected by the roofing manufacturer with a warranty number before you give them the final money. And you have to withhold a lot of money. Otherwise, you have nothing. Zero. Okay? Without the warranty, you don't have anything, as you know. On anything. You buy a vehicle with would you buy a car with brand new car with no warranty? No one would. Same thing with a roof. That's what I got to say about it. Hate to say it.
I don't say that I disagree with anything you've said. I agree.
I'm trying to be helpful. That's all.
It's unfortunate that we didn't have this experience a year ago, but
and unfortunately, I wasn't on the board.
I'm grateful for your experience at this point, because we do have this next roof to do, and we have this one to
We got to do it right. We got to do it right.
Yeah, because without a good roof, who knows what happens.
And you got to have the warranty and the roofing manufacturer. Again, without it, you don't move forward. You can't award a contract. It has to be with the representative from the roofing manufacturer, if it's GAF, inspecting it and giving a warranty with a warranty number. Otherwise, there's no payment.
Anybody else have anything to say on this issue?
No, I'm good. I agree 100%.
Okay, so again,
Bob.
I don't think we should be making any kind of a decision on a roofing contractor until we get these last two estimates in. I don't disagree in any way with the warranty. The warranty is very important. What else do I have in my notes?
Rob, I have a question. What about the gutter on the north the north building?
Okay. So I'll start with that in my notes. So Mark has up on the Google Drive the estimate for the gutter that we were going to go with from A1 Gutters. They were the only ones that really came back with a number. Unfortunately, they withdrew their proposal when I started questioning them on how they were going to attach the gutters. Daniel, have you seen the flashing that they put on this building? Have you been here since they finished the roof?
I was there for a very short period. But I've seen, I understand the situation that I looked at it. Yeah. The building was designed improperly for a gutter because there's no overhang. Okay, so it makes things a little difficult. But when you have those scenarios, gutter can be attached with a metal flashing that would go up underneath the drip edge, or the metal flashing that goes along the edge of the building, of the roof, slide up underneath the flashing, because I've done this before, actually. Slide it up underneath there, and then the flashing would go inside the gutter and be fastened. So there are ways of doing it.
Right, except this flashing comes down 1 foot from the 90-degree pitch off the roof. With a good rain, a gutter, even a 6-inch gutter, a foot below the roof edge, isn't going to catch much. It's going to shoot right over the top.
So it's too far down.
It's the drip edge goes way too far down.
So there are other ways of doing it.
The bottom line is, the way I see it, is everybody that's given us a price on these gutters that withdrew their bid or chose not to bid because of the issue. I believe they covered something up instead of fixing it, and that was not the right thing to do. I believe that this should be taken off, the drip edge that they put on there. The stucco work should be repaired, and a proper 4.5-inch drip edge should be put on the building. Then we wouldn't issue with gutters. The building had gutters previously, so to say I wasn't designed for it, it had them. They worked well. We didn't have a problem till they ripped them off the building.
There are other ways of doing it. I think by putting, if we need to, a wood fascia, simple wood fascia, pressure treated wood fascia, and then cover it with aluminum to project out the water, and then the gutter can be put up right up against the roof. Would be a simpler, less costly process. By adding a fascia on there, which it doesn't have right there, covering it with metal, and then setting the gutter against the fascia, then the water would go directly into it. So it would be not at the bottom like you presented. 12 inches is way too low. But there's another remedy that'll be less costly and will certainly work. If they fasten a fascia right up against the edge of the roof, and then they would cover that board so it won't rot, obviously.
Once
then
again,
fasten the gutter into it.
It would be my opinion. Well, I'm told that the flashing on the building, the 1-foot flashing, is not to code. So again, I believe we should address the issue and not put something over the top of an issue. We don't know what's behind there. You're saying attach a fascia to the top of that flashing. That means you're screwing through the flashing. That's supposed to be the weatherproof roof barrier. I don't think putting more screws through it is the right answer.
Well, no. The fascia will go below the roof. Below the roof. It's not going into the membrane. That would void the warranty. No, we don't do that. It's right below the roof level, right at the edge of the roof, right at that point.
Well, it would be through the flashing.
Right. And then there would be another piece of metal put over it if they need to do that. Okay? Because if the problem is they can't fasten the gutter right there, they see that an issue, then you put the fascia up there, you cover with metal, you're not destroying, because you cannot obviously put a screw. No, 0 screws goes in the roof, obviously. The warranty is void, never, ever, ever.
Well, again, Daniel, I mean, it's kind of hard. Every gutter company that came here has said, oh yeah, we can do it, until I really started pressing them on how they were going to do it, and then they all backed out. Nobody's going to guarantee the gutter with the way you're saying it. If you're not going to screw through the flashing, then it's got to be glued to it.
No. It's screwed to the metal edging on the outside of the roof, okay? That's not part of the warranty of the roof. When it goes below the roof level.
But it's still part of what's keeping our building dry.
If I could interject, I believe, Dan, the issue is we're talking about the north roof. There is a foot of flashing that has now overhangs the entire outside edge of the roof. And that's the issue. It seems to me that if we are going to have any hope of getting good gutters, we've got to start by addressing that. So in my opinion, gutters have to be a secondary consideration after both of these roofing problems are solved. I would love to get the gutters done now, but I think no matter what happens, the roofing problem has to be solved, and then we go through gutters.
I agree with that. I think we need to get the GAF rep here, because if he's going to tell us the same thing as my other roofing estimators have told me, that the problem is that flashing, then we're going to be taking the flashing off. The flashing is what does not make code. It can't be held down with screws.
We're talking about the coping on the wall, parapet wall.
It's
coping.
what attaches the membrane to the roof of the building along the front and the back.
That's the parapet wall flashing, yes.
The
So,
parapet
yes,
wall,
that
I
needs to be
consider the end
addressed
wall.
first. I agree.
At any
I
rate,
agree.
if it's not done to code and we want to push our roofer to do it to code, that 12-inch flashing has to come off. So I cannot see putting anything over the top of that until we know for sure whether it's coming off or staying on. And I, for one, I don't like the idea that they covered something up. If there's damage up there and they just covered it up, the damage is only continuing to get worse, even if it stays dry. Nothing's making it better. Why did the stucco rip off the building and why did they cover it up? I think it's because the plywood behind it is dry rotted, like we found under the windows. And it's just going to come off again. The next good windstorm might rip off the stucco. They have only screwed into stucco. It's just not done right.
Okay.
So I'm
Well,
with
the rainy season's
believe-
coming up, and I think it needs to, both of these issues need to be taken care of, and also, of course, the west roof needs to be done before May, hopefully, before May or June. Time
Well,
is of essence.
the west roof. Yes, I agree. We need to get that one done.
And go ahead and take care of the roof. I concur with you. I agree. Go
No.
ahead and take care of the issue with GAF. And then if there's anything we need to do with the roof, they can take care of it and then put the gutter on. I totally agree.
I will continue to pursue GAF and see where we go. I'm hoping my friend at Certified Roofing can help us out, as he says that he does have a good contact there. Okay, other things that we wanted to touch base on.
I just, to finish out this conversation, I want to make a point. APC sent us a quote this morning about 15 minutes before the meeting started. It is up on the Google Drive. They said it's a rough quote. The number was 82,000.
So it's somewhat in line with the other numbers that we're getting.
Yes, and it
I
also
will say-
includes tear off.
APC did not go up on the roof. They did everything by satellite imagery.
Which is a bad way.
Just saying, they did it by satellite imagery. They didn't come with a ladder. They never came back the next day with a ladder like they said they were going to. But maybe
That's not proper. They
if we
need to
decide
go up on the
continue
roof
with
and
them,
check it
maybe we
out.
should push them to look at it.
Yeah, certainly.
Their email claimed that we rushed them.
Okay. That's bad business to say that.
Okay.
Seriously, they
just
said
wanna
that.
kinda-
I can't believe it.
So this
Probably don't want to work.
week-
Oh, wow. What are you gonna do?
This week we had, or last Wednesday, for the directors that weren't at last Saturday's meeting, we had a flood engineer by to take a look at the erosion issue that we have behind the west or south building. Just as an FYI, we've gotten no response from said engineer. I'm told by the flood agent that it usually takes 2 weeks. So we have another week before we hear from them. On Monday, APC was here. On Wednesday, I put a call into Boynette and Miller, who also gave us a estimate for a roof, but they spec'd 115 mil PTO roof, where everybody else is pretty much spec'ing 80, and we have an 80 on the existing building. So I asked them if they would rebid it with an 80 mil, so we're comparing apples to apples. For you engineers and roofers out there, should we be looking at 80 mil? Is 80 mil too small, too heavy? Or is that line?
Maybe I missed something, but I thought Galway said 060.
Galloway did have 60 mil, but however, I've been asking everybody for 80 because that's what we have on the existing building. And I felt we should have the same roofs on both buildings.
If 80 mil is available, I agree that would be better. If 80 mil is available.
Do you think that 115 is overkill?
I'll have to do some research.
Okay, let's see.
In the state of Florida, for the state of Florida, not for where I live, obviously.
Yeah, on Wednesday, Certified Roofing Solutions came by. They were quite informative. Oh, rats. We did get, who was it? Macy Pest Control came by to give us an estimate on our rat control. And I don't know if you guys all saw the estimate. It basically comes back at $900 a year, where right now we're paying $640 a year. So even though I learned a lot about rats, I don't see why we need to pay more since the rats seem to be under control.
I agree.
That's
I mean, if
all
they're
I
under
did.
control and you're paying that, then why change?
So one thing I did learn, just to pass it on, she says that the quarterly maintenance that we're paying for is, she said it's really, I don't like the expression too much, but like spitting in the breeze. Because we're very wild here and we have the mangrove right on two sides of us. She said, you'll never control the rat population. She said those traps should really be baited monthly to really control the rat population, where we're getting them baited quarterly. So I guess, you know, if you were going to compare services quarterly to quarterly, it would be cheaper to go with Macy, but they're not recommending that. They're recommending monthly service. They've also mentioned that our bait boxes that are out there, I don't know if they were been relocated by residents or not, but they seem to all be piled up on the ends of the building, where they should be more strategically placed or spaced around the perimeter of the building.
Mine personally is I pay for that, mine, personally.
So maybe that's why there's extra boxes out there.
Exactly. I'm personally paying for it. As soon as I moved in there, I hired Macy's, by the way, or Macy's, personally. So I believe that could be the issues.
So
I'm
there's
personally.
3 or 4 on the ends of the buildings, but nothing across the actual back of the building.
Yeah,
So
I'm paying for mine.
They did recommend at the very least that we respace them and put them where they will do more good.
Probably correct.
That's
Sounds
what I
logical.
learned about rats.
Sounds logical. And monthly, if we can do the math, if Massey's going to do it monthly and the other one's doing it quarterly and it's not that much more, it's probably a better deal with Massey's. I concur with you on that one.
Well, at this point, we've only got the 640 budgeted. We don't have 900 budgeted, so it would blow our.
Then you have to stick with it, I guess.
So, I mean, I would say, my
Stick with
opinion
it.
would be, let's stay where we are for now. Hopefully, we
Okay.
won't end up with a rat issue.
Right.
And if we want to spend a little more next year, maybe we can adjust the budget. That's one other thing I was told. We somewhere along the line this week, I met with our liability insurance adjuster, I guess. They came to take pictures, make sure we have fire extinguishers, just walk the property for a liability renewal. I was speaking with him as he was taking pictures, asking, you know, as we make the repairs, should we have you come back and update your photos and whatnot? And he said, well, without any doubt, if you replace the roof, you should let us know, because with a new roof, you should get a break in your insurance premium. And I said, well, how about windows? If we put in hurricane windows in all the units, you know, would that make a difference? And he said, oh, absolutely. You know, you could save 15, 20% on your policy by doing that. he mentioned that we could actually call our agent, and our agent could give us a list of things that we could do. He meant, put in security cameras, put up a fence, do this, do that. He said every little thing can save you a little bit here and a little bit there. So I'm thinking to save on insurance, because that's our biggest thing, that maybe we want to entertain forcing everybody to change the windows, as some have done.
I'm getting new windows upstairs in the next
I
few
already
months.
had mine done also. Mine are done.
Yeah. We've always said, as a board and as an association, those who have had their windows done obviously don't need them done again, so they would be not eliminated, but left out of any assessment that would be done by the board if the board decided to do the rest of them. We did solicit a price from a roofer that does windows while he was here. I said, why not give us a number? And the number came back surprisingly low, as they proposed, if we replaced all the windows, to do them at $5,800 per unit. I'm wondering, at $5,800 per unit, if we had all new windows, how much would that save us in insurance, and how long would it take to really pay for in the savings long run? Again, something I think that maybe we should pursue, because if we could have a substantial insurance savings, it could offset and lower the monthly maintenance that all of our residents would like to see, including myself. So that's all I have to discuss this week. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
I think obviously the priority is the roof, of course, and then get a hold of GAF, look at getting more beds for the west roof, and make sure that moving forward, like I discussed, that the warranties is a priority. See about the north building, like you said, take care of all that. And the windows could be important, but that's not a priority at the moment. And I agree with you.
I couldn't agree more. I wouldn't think windows are a priority. However, the biggest issue at the annual meeting was the monthly maintenance fees. And
I agree. I mean, they're very high.
Trying to bring down the monthly maintenance fees. I mean, there were some at the meeting that wanted a one-time assessment to offset the insurance to lower the monthly maintenance.
I mean, the HOAs of $640 a month for what we get. I mean, when I first moved in, there were $400 and some dollars. And I know that because of the hurricane, tropical storm, natural disasters, and so forth, they've gone up. And I agree totally. But I agree totally with you. Everything probably, that obviously the roof. Then let's look at the windows. And like myself, I've had them done. Mark's had them done. My neighbors had them done. So you'll subtract all those. And then, but on the other hand, since we paid for it out of our own pocket, which I don't have a problem, then the other tenants, they get them, they won't have to pay for them. I don't know all about this. I mean,
well, no, I didn't say that. I said there would be an assessment. So let's just say you've done yours. So
right.
Let's say there's 3 units that have done them. That means
Right.
there's 12 left. So 12 people would share the assessment. Not
Okay, thank you.
15.
Thank you.
I'm not looking to make I'm just saying, if we can save, you people have all paid over $10,000 to get your windows done. If we can get them done as a group for $5,800,
absolutely. I totally agree.
I don't want to shove anything down anybody's throat, but I think it's something that's worth considering. Unfortunately, piecemeal, doing them one at a time, doesn't help with the wind mitigation report. We've got to do them all for the association.
I agree.
So,
get the roofs done and then look at the windows.
I think it's something we can continue to consider and maybe pursue some more accurate numbers on that. But number one is roofing issues. Other than the stucco falling off of unit 55.
Question about that stucco, could that be solved today regardless of the roofing issue on the southwest building?
Yeah, there's no reason that should be tied to the roof in any way, shape, or form. The only problem I'm having with it right now is out of the 4 people that have come to look at the issue, only 1 has presented us with a number for the repair. I reached out to the other, or 2 of the others. One of them withdrew, said he couldn't do it, didn't want to do it. Kurt Bartless. Boynette and Miller, who came to look at that, gave us a number on the roof, but has not responded as far as that work is concerned. Connect Construction came to look at, haven't heard from. I spoke to the owner. He apologized, said he was very busy. He would get back to me as quick as he could. Haven't heard from him since Wednesday. And then WSV that gave us the number of $3,600 to do the work.
I'm tempted to just okay that moving forward.
I can reach out to Josh. Now, he gave us those numbers based on, no, I think he gave them to us individually, and he said if we did them all, they might be cheaper. So the individual number should be it. I'll ask him for a more detailed.
Well, my concern about the stucco is that we're potentially leaving the wood underneath the rot.
Quite honestly, Mark, I don't think there's any wood left underneath there.
So does the stucco job include replacing the wood underneath the stucco? I mean, it's like, I think of it as rust. You have to cut back until you get to good wood.
So we found this dry rot in a lot of the units that they fixed from the inside after Ian. Several of the units that had the lower wall removed from underneath the rear windows found the dry rot and it was repaired. That's why I'm speculating that it's the same thing everywhere. That's why the stucco's falling off the building. These single pane glass windows sweat in the summer when we run our AC. It runs down the wall and that wall is always damp. And it's been an ongoing issue ever since I've lived here. And the associations repaired them as we found them. But yeah, it's the reason the stucco is letting go is because there is no more plywood left. The plywood is dry rotted away. That's what we found in every situation so far.
Right, but the place where we're having the stucco fall away on the southwest building again is not under a window. It has nothing to do with the roof. It's just there, is my understanding and how I've seen it. They cut out they cut out the bad wood till they get to good wood. They replace the wood and then they put new stucco up. It seems to me like that's a standalone project.
I don't disagree.
Sounds logical to me.
It's definitely a standalone project. I mean, I had never really wanted to rope them all together. It's just that everybody did roofing, everybody did everything we had going on, so they gave us prices on all.
What about a stucco company? I mean, strictly, that's their expertise.
When I got here, I asked Palmer Management to reach out to companies suitable for doing the work, and that's who they sent me. You know, I'm working with what I'm given.
It'd be nice to get a comparable price, but I mean, I don't know the square footage. How much of the square footage needs to be repaired?
It's basically the area underneath the second story window on the back of the building.
Just on 55.
Correct. One unit. It's basically the area you redid on yours when your windows were put in.
So they want $3,500 for one window, stucco repair.
to reframe and repair and stucco. Yes.
So reframe meaning wood replacement. Is that what we mean?
From what I asked them to do is repair the wall as necessary, which I believe includes reframing the 2x4s, the sheathing, the tar paper, the wire mesh, and the stucco under the window.
If that's the case, that sounds reasonable, but I would like to see that exactly what you said. I totally agree with. That's what needs to be done. But if it's in writing that that's exactly what they're doing, I think $3,500 is a little high, but not outrageous. But it needs to be in writing. Exactly what you said.
And again, I did say I will reach out to Josh from WSV to put his quote into a proposal form so we can look at it. Connect Construction should be coming back with that number also before next Saturday, I guess, when we meet next. So at least then we'll have hopefully 2 estimates. So we'll know if the $3,600 is in line or not. I also don't know in the past, anytime we've done that, because of city permitting, they've made us replace the window. I do not know if this includes replacing the window. However, he did tell me that his window price was based on about $1,200 per opening. So it could include the window also, and maybe that's why it sounds a little high. But $1,200 for a window in this building sounds pretty cheap to me.
Very cheap.
So if anybody, nobody else has anything, maybe I can get a motion to adjourn.
Motion it.
Before we do that, let's talk about best time to meet and when to meet next.
I'm here still, if you guys could do that.
I'm fine with continuing this time. For now, this works fine for me until I go back up north, but even then it still might work. Anybody else have a problem or issue or something they want to say?
No, I'm okay with it. It's a good time for me.
It'll work for me for next week anyway.
Okay, so let's do this again next week, 10 a.m. And hopefully by then we'll maybe be able to make a decision on something.
Sounds good.
I don't know if I need a motion, but I need to have a sense from the board. Do you guys have a problem with me turning these into YouTube videos, putting them up on YouTube, and then sharing them with the membership?
I'm totally fine with it. So there's no questions about what we're talking about. They can do it without questioning transparency. So
If that's, except my hair wasn't combed correctly. Just kidding. They have a little humor here. I have no problem with that.
I don't
Next time
know.
I'll
if we
wear
need
a suit.
But I have no problem with it. Again, like everybody said, transparency is what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm just going to give everyone a heads up to put on their phone, mark their calendar. We're talking about Saturday, March 9 at 10 a.m.
And you'll send me an invite as usual.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Well, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, all right.
All right.
Adjourned at 11:03.
Aye.
Thank you all. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Everybody-